Right, basic tips on the new version of Inferno, let's get started. Terrorist side smokes. Smoke CT spawn from banana, line up the cross of the roofs with the cables on top. To smoke off construction from banana, line up with this fence post.
I am throwing smoke.
For the next smoke you need to position yourself in middle. Line up your crosshair with the right side of the chimney and simply jump throw. This will smoke off the entire arch. Next smoke is from this bench in middle, and this will block off the whole vision from the CT standing on short. This smoke will do the exact same as the previous one, just for long.
Smoke.
This smoke is thrown to block off the CT's vision from library and from long.
Smoke.
Positioning yourself into this ledge and lining up your crosshair with the top of the antenna will give you the perfect pit smoke. To prevent your team getting spotted from pit while crossing towards A side, you can simply throw the smoke. To smoke off top mid from T-spawn, aim at these wires and walk while throwing. Terrorist side Molotovs. Line up with this pole and do a run throw at the left side of the window in order to flush out any counter-terrorist holding this position. To flush out the left side of A side, bounce your Molotov off this barrel. By run throwing your Molotov against this wall, you can flush out the whole backside of the sandbags. Terrorist side Flashbangs. This slanted wall gives you the perfect opportunity to pop flash middle. In banana, you can bounce your flashbang off this little wall to get a perfect pop flash for anyone holding it. Counter-terrorist side smokes. You can perfectly smoke off bottom of banana by lining up with the top left of these flower pots. By aiming a bit higher than the left side of the tower's roof, you can smoke off all of long. Aiming a bit to the top and left of this bright wood part will give you a perfect retake smoke for A. Counter-terrorists Molotovs. You can easily molly off the sniping spot of the terrorists by lining up with the balcony and then walk throwing. This is a perfect top of banana Molotov to stop any terrorist rushes. This retake Molotov is very useful to flush out any terrorist holding this position. If you suspect any terrorist holding this close left position on B site in a retake, you can simply throw this Molotov to flush them out of their position. Positioning yourself into this corner and aiming at the top right of the flower pot gives you a perfect Molotov for new boxes. To molly off pit from long, do this simple run throw. Counter-terrorist side Flashbangs. Bouncing off your flash on this wall and archway will give a perfect pop flash for any terrorist walking up long. If you get rushed in banana, aim at where the tape meets the bottom of the pipe and throw a flashbang. From new boxes you can do a cool pop flash by crouch walking backwards and throwing the flashbang just before you hit the wall. This is a simple pop flash for any counter-terrorist holding middle.
Throwing flashbang.
In case you get pushed by the terrorists while holding this camping spot, throw this simple pop flash off the wall. Wallbangs. This is a useful wallbang to counter the terrorists holding the sniping spot in banana. This wall in the B apartments is highly penetrable. You can wallbang these coffins and deal a lot of damage to the players holding this position. This old known banana wallbang from the terrorist apartments is still working. The new boxes are wallbangable by aiming in between the barrels. The barrels replacing the car in banana are wallbangable. Default plants. If you have A long control, this plant position is probably the best because you are not exposed to pit or short. If your team has short control, plant bomb right there, so you are not exposed to library but still have an open plant position. On the B bomb side, this is the perfect plant position as you are very covered while planting and still have an open after plant position. Terrorist side setups. On this new version of Inferno, the terrorists reach almost all the choke points in before the counter-terrorists do, meaning rushing is incredibly OP, especially in banana and in apartments. If you have some smokes ready to extinguish the Molotovs thrown by the counter-terrorists, you can basically take the sites for free.
Throw in a flashbang! Flashbang!
With the beneficial timing in banana and the new stairs in T-side middle, terrorists AWPing has become really OP again. I can even see professional teams running double AWP setups on T-side Inferno again. Counter-terrorist setups. With the new timings, the counter-terrorists are forced to play more defensive than before. I personally would run a 2A and 3B setup on the counter-terrorist side right now, because of how easy rushing banana has become for the terrorists. One player alone can hold the A apartments and short pushes with a rifle from pit. Another A player, preferably an AWPer, can hold the mid position and watch long for his teammate.
Throwing smoke!
The first of the 3B players is more like the support player. He uses his smokes, molotovs and flashes early on to help his teammates control banana. If your team feels no pressure on banana, this player can rotate off to help his teammates on A. The second B player is the aggressive banana player. His job is to delay the terrorist's push as long as possible and fall back if he runs out of utility. He is the key to banana control. If he dies, banana control is lost and the B-bomb site is vulnerable to any attack. The third B player can either help his teammate in banana or fall back to the site and be prepared for the push. He should keep as many molotovs and flashbangs for the initial push and has to survive as long as possible.